Hey, folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out Real Talk Friday edition. My guest is always Kristen Evans. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, getting by.
Yeah.
A tough week.
Yeah. But happy birthday, Eve.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. From a big 44
Ooh, oh man.
tomorrow. Yeah. Well, I've been an old soul for a long time.
An old soul that acts like a 5-year-old.
Yes, correct.
How was your week? I mean, I know you just said you had a tough week, but on the heels of the Affy Stash acquisition purchase, and all of
Sure.
how's the week been going then?
Yeah. Whirlwind since we last talked. We had the Appy Stash got acquired by FMTC and doing some additional work with FMTC to continue to make that tool better and grow the sales over there. So very excited about that. And then Thanksgiving break happened and took Wednesday through Friday off. And then another like a downside of things is I came home and we figured out it was time to put our 14-year-old dog to sleep. His name is Dexter. And
Oh,
we named him before you had your son. So
yes, obviously at
yeah.
14.
Yeah. So you were stealing from us.
Oh, okay. So you want something I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Know that you had mentioned it to me because, oh, look at him.
Uh, that's Dexter when he was a pup and he was in our wedding and he was the ring bearer and walked the ring to us. So very special dog, super sad. And it brings up a point of like what I wanted to talk about today and like dealing with grief and having to work like in our spots, like work doesn't stop. How are you going to get through weeks like this where you're just eternally sad and dealing with something like that? You have any thoughts on the process?
Yeah, we've actually, in the last 4 years, we lost 2 of our cats, including the first one that Mark and I got together, and then we lost our female cat a couple of years ago very suddenly. And it was devastating. I mean, with our first cat, we had a little bit more of a, okay, this is something we need to do. And so we were able to do what I call pre-grieving, where you're kind of able to come to terms with it a little bit so that like when it actually happens, it's not impactful, but like you're through like some of the early shock of the grief. And then, there's the ones that are very sudden, like our female cat, where it's like we take them to the vet and they never come home. And like that's not, that's a shock to the system in a completely different way. I've also through my life, just in general, I've lost a lot of people. And so lean on dark humor
Sure.
very heavily, as you know. But B, it's really just become kind of second nature to me. And I've understood kind of the process really, really well. I remember when my mom passed away and I was working at my hometown newspaper and I was in my late 20s. I just kept working. They let me work from home and like take all the stuff home. So I think I took a couple days, but it was just like I kept working through it. And I'm one of those people that I need something like work to help me kind of process because I really don't want to sit in my feelings too
Mhm.
much. I need to communicate it with people. They understand to give me space, give me boundaries, give me, a little bit of flexibility and compassion and empathy. And the thing is, everybody grieves in different ways, and you can't tell somebody how to deal with a process like that.
Right.
You can't, kind of put a timeline on it. The best you can do is check in and, really kind of make sure that you're giving a person that is going through something like that space while also sharing support and saying like, "Hey, I'm still here." Like all of the you communicate with me with what you need, but like just so you know, I'm here for you to communicate with. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit of an expert on that.
Yeah, you've gone through a lot of grief in
Yeah.
the
And it's hard, and literally every grief is different, right? I remember we had to put Metro down the same week that I found that my estranged grandmother and, like, and it was also, like, the same week of a snowstorm in Texas, like, it was just totally the perfect storm in my life, and I didn't have time really to grieve a whole lot after the fact, after we put Metro down, just because I had so much stuff going on. And I found that that impacted me, like a month or two later. And I was also going through a job change, and it's like all of those things together, those are all different kinds of grief, right? Like the job change is almost like a breakup sometimes. And finding out that somebody that you don't know, but who is still part of your family lineage has passed away is a different kind of feeling. And then there's the beloved family. So, you don't always know how grief is going to impact you, and you don't know how it's going to impact other people. So giving people space and grace, I think, is the most important thing.
Space is good. It depends on how close you are with that friend. You can go the next step and whatever you can do to help. We got a lot of flowers from old friends that
Yeah.
knew Dexter. And I love the working through it. Everybody works a little bit different. I went immediately back to work
Yeah.
and tried to get things done. My focus wasn't 100% there, but it helped me take my focus off of the sadness that was happening. And, we knew for a week that we were going to be doing this, and we made the appointment, and like these are the last days and hours that we have with this dog. That's a tough one.
That's ruin. Yeah.
Digging a grave for someone you love too is really tough. All those things, but like work goes on, but other people might crawl into a hole in a
Yeah.
couple of days, and that's totally fine. But I love
I'll usually be cancel. I don't have to talk to people, but I'll do like all of the back end work, like any research, any kind of numbers. Like that's when I really dig into numbers and like spreadsheets and data stuff because it's just completely refocusing.
But anyway, that's enough about that. Let's talk about happy stuff. Anything you've got going on?
Well, on the flip side of your news, we actually brought home a Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah, we ended up adopting a 3-year-old French bulldog. His name is Walter, and he is currently snoring very loud on the couch in my office. And he's pretty much attached to me at the hip, which is great. I haven't had a dog in many, many years, and it's one of those things where we didn't expect to get one, but we did, and he's fantastic. So we need to hang out so you guys can meet him.
Yes, would love to.
Other than that, recovering from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, some interesting and mixed results there. Some brands did better than anticipated. Some brands, really had a flat performance, but it's kind of dependent on vertical. I think there was still a lot of shopping hesitation. And I actually saw an article today that was like the main shoppers right now are either deal hunters or the ultra wealthy. And a lot of others kind of like really kind of keeping the pocketbooks closed or like, making very, very informed and discerning decisions when it comes to how they're spending.
Nice.
Yeah.
Inflection actually had a record week. Not just because we keep on bringing new brands onto the table. We're doing 5 to 10 new brands each month that are onboarding, but beyond that, like the total sales volume is just crushing it over the mean there for that week. So, but it makes a lot of sense on a e-com product. You're going to sell a whole lot more during that week, and pretty cool there. You've been doing any ASW prep? I don't even know if the app is open yet.
The app's not open yet. I just saw a discussion in the Martech Record Slack that it like the 15th to the 19th, I think, is when they're gonna send out the app, which is weird. I feel like that's a very tight runway, especially with the holidays in the middle. But yeah, I've been doing a little bit of prep. I just booked flight and hotel yesterday, and then I've been talking to some publishers who I know are going to be there, talking to brands about whether or not they want to send products, just kind of preparing everybody for the conversations ahead. Booked my ticket for the PMA Mimosa Mixer or Mimosa Member Mixer.
Nice.
Yeah, I will have mimosas, which is always one of my favorite events. And yeah, just kind of starting to gear up to have some of those conversations.
Great.
And I've been outfit shopping, of course.
The important thing.
Bring.
Awesome. Yeah. I love getting my hands on that app. It's always a good practice to get in there early and start booking meetings immediately with people because their schedule will fill up, and early bird gets the worm, as they say.
Yeah.
In this space.
Oh, did you see Mike McNerney's newsletter today that shouted out the FMTC Affistash acquisition?
Oh, I didn't catch it, but awesome.
really good shout out. You're mentioned by
Oh,
name. And yeah, it was, take a look. I was really happy to see it. It's in there a couple of times, but it's like top billing right above the fold. So, well, yeah, good mention.
very nice. Yeah, Brooke over at FMTC did an incredible job with the PR that he set up for spreading the word. And, I'm really excited about where we take this tool to that next level. Their data behind FMTC is incredible.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, if you're a brand, an agency, or a publisher, you should be using this tool. But yeah, we're going to be implementing that through the next couple of months here. And it AppyStash will probably still be a standalone product, but I'm not
Mhm.
exactly sure what the vision is there, but we'll see.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. Any favorite phone calls this week?
No, it's just been like this has been a really heavy reporting week. A really heavy reporting week. So yeah, it's been just really kind of diving into all of the reporting from November as well as wrapping up, the cyber days and then pretty much diving into January strategies, right off the bat. So yeah, just heavy in the data this week. I did meet with ShopMy on behalf of one of the skincare brands that I'm working with and kind of discuss like their affiliate packages and how to work with them better. And it sounds like I've been watching ShopMy kind of on the come up over the last number of years as I've strayed away from some other influencer sub networks. And they just seem to have really locked in some of the pain points like gifting and seeding and code creation, and their integration with Shopify is like A plus. So pretty excited about looking into that with a client that I already have on Impact and just kind of deepening that influencer relationship.
Oh, God. Real? Oh, great. Let's see. Oh, I had a webinar earlier this week. Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. It was called Conference ROI. So I thought it would be a good topic of like, how do you decide whether a conference is for you and what kind of return on investment you're going to get? And so I had 3 experts come on board and drop some really great content there on how they visualize, what to expect from a conference, how much it's going to cost, and what they expect to return. And that can be very difficult for young people in their career, and how to get the permission to go to something is an important part of this industry.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I don't know where I would be if I didn't go to conferences, especially very, very early in my career. Now it's like more like networking and, making sure that I'm getting FaceTime with the right people. But early on, I mean, Share Sale Think Tank literally introduced me to the industries. Or they're vital. And I think that you have the opportunity to learn so much and then meet the people who are going to help, lift you up and push you forward.
Yeah. And one of my big pieces of content coming out this month is going to be what conferences to be going to in 2026 and highlighting that. And I might be going to a few more than I did this year. So I'm excited.
No, exciting. Love that for you.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Our time's up. Thanks for joining me, Kristen. Take care, everybody. Keep on working.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye bye.